Hey everyone, welcome back to my war room and Operation Shattered Curtain. Let's get right into it. All right, this is turn 5.4 US, our tech. We're going to go for long-range missiles, 8 or higher. Advanced air superiority fighters, 7 or higher. Advanced sonar, 8 or higher. And advanced airborne doctrine, 8 or higher. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so miss, but we did hit advanced airborne. So we will complete that. And since I did get a tech success, I can re-roll another tech. So we will go for long-range missiles at an 8 or higher. Okay. We're looking for an 8 or higher. Thank you, President Reagan. We have completed long-range missiles. Most excellent. Okay. Now, let's go to purchase. So, you can see that pretty well. All right, we have 29 IPP. We are now at war, so we're going to build 2 cruise missiles and an anti-ship missile. These are all my expeditionary forces, which will be placed this turn. Also, I got 2 battle stars for successfully defending South Pakistan. So I start the turn with 2 battle stars. We're hoping to earn a few more this turn. So I'll buy 2 destroyers for 8. I'll buy an attack helicopter for 5. I'll move my supercarrier forward on my build chart for 4. I will upgrade 2 air cav for 4. And I will buy 2 SSNs for 8. And I don't believe I saved any. So that's my purchase. Okay, let's do combat movement. So, first of all, using our Celestial Eagle special ability, my air superiority fighter in southern United States will be making an attack against the Soviet spy satellite. And then here there we go. A41, my 2 SSNs from A29 will go A34, A38, A41, and they will attack the Warsaw Pact SSK right there in that C zone. Okay, so that's attack number 2. Attack number 3 is... put you here. So I have a card here. That card represents Yemen. I am declaring war on Yemen. So, into the attack. So I'll be moving stuff over here to Yemen and then moving it over there to the card where I will do the battle. So the strategic bomber from Diego Garcia will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Yemen. So he'll do carpet bombing. I'll put him over on the card. Then one of the air superiority fighters, regular air superiority fighters from the fleet, will go Eastern Saudi, Makkah, Yemen. So we'll put him here and then onto the card, and he will be flying air superiority. And then I need to chip out the other one. So I have 2 Top Guns and I have one regular ASF on one of those super carriers. So I need to swap that out if I can quickly find. Here we go. Found one. I need to get a flight stand. There we go. So I'll swap him out on my card there. He'll be moving also, but you won't see that for a second. Oh, of course, that sculpt doesn't have a magnet on it. riveting cinema here. So I'll just put the flight stand marker there. Also going into Yemen will be one of the amphibious assault ships from I-6. He already has one Marine on board. He will load the other Marine, and he has an attack helicopter on board as well. And then the amphibious assault ship will go 1, 2, 3 into I-6, where they will conduct an amphibious assault into Yemen with the attack helicopter. So I believe that's everything that's going into Yemen. Okay. Then the other attack, that's a good vantage point, is a surgical strike into Hyderabad. So the 2 cruisers, the 2 destroyers, and 2 of the nuclear attack subs will launch 6 cruise missiles total. 1, 2. That's why good that I got long-range missiles. 1, 2. Into the surgical strike with SpySat. One of the other SSNs will move to I-11 and fire 2 ASMs into an attack into I-13. Okay. Then move him back. Then the 2 attack bombers from the fleet will come in for the surgical strike as well. They were escorted by 1 of the air superiority fighters, 2 of the top guns. Tabletop Tactician chose not to scramble. And then 2 fighters will be running SEAD against the Soviet SAM. Okay. I think that is it. I think that is everything attack-wise. So let me get a tray, my dice tray, and let's move back over here and we will start resolving. So let's first resolve the satellite attack using the U.S. special ability called Celestial Eagle. We are looking for a 5 or less. That's a 7, so no joy there. All right. Then, here in A41, I'm going to roll the 2 SSNs. Never heard back from Flak 88, but I assume he'll go silent running if he misses. So, 2 SSNs at a 4, and there's 1 hit. And the SSK will roll at a 3 in response, and that's a miss. And that is our first battle star. We have killed a submarine, enemy submarine defending alone. So I will take 1 battle star for that. Okay, now let's do the attack into Yemen. Tabletop has decided to use his Erligen fighter in regular combat. I don't have any first strike. Yemen is mountains, so my Marines would be down to a 2, but the attack elo gets them back up to 3. Okay? So, let's roll my air superiority fighter at a 5 in air superiority. That's a 3, so that's a hit. That will take the Erligen fighter off the table. He'll still get a shoot. Let's roll the carpet bombing for the strategic bomber. That is 5 dice at a 2. Those all miss. And then I'll roll the 2 Marines at 3 and the attack helicopter at a 6. Okay, so my Marine got a hit, everything else missed. So he'll lose 1 Erligen MBT. Okay, so let's roll his 2 early gen MBTs and his early gen fighter. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely disgusting. Tabletop, you should not be complaining about the dice in this game, because both early gen MBTs got a hit. All right, so I got to take 2 casualties. All right, let's think about this. I will take... Well, I'm going to take the strategic bomber. And I'll take a Marine. So my ASF will retire. So this could get ugly if Tabletop continues his lucky dice here. So let's roll my Marine at a 3. Okay, that's a hit. All right. So let me do overkill with my attack helo just in case. It did not make it into the tray. Attack helo could not hit this turn. So now, moment of truth. Early gen MBT at a 2. I cannot roll this frickin' dice. That's the only thing I don't like about these trays. I love that it has my emblem and everything on it. That's really cool. But it's I'm a Hoosier, so you'd think I'd be better at shooting. Anyway, here's his early gen MBT at a 2. Oh, thank God that missed. All right, well, costly, but we have taken Yemen, and what we have left there is an air superiority fighter that needs to return to base on its carrier, and we have a Marine and an attack helo, which I'll leave the card there to show what we have. And that is another battle star for winning a battle. All right, so I'm up to 4 battle stars now. Okay. All right, so let's do the surgical strike. So, see if I can get my dice tray over here in a way that doesn't completely disrupt everything. Yeah, you can mostly see that. Okay, so first of all, Tabletop's AMD will roll. He gets 3 shots. He has 1 SAM, 3 AMD shots. And his AMD is complete, so he's level 4. So let's see what he can do. And there's 2 hits. All right, so that leaves me 4 cruise missiles. All right. Now, my 2 fighters will get seed at a 6 or less, and this can only hit his SAM. And they both miss. That's fantastic. All right. Now, my 2 attack bombers at a 7. And let me see if I can get enough dice here for my cruise missiles. And 4 cruise missiles at a 5 for my surgical strike. Okay, that is a payback of all paybacks, I have to say. So, both attack bombers hit, and 3 of the 4 cruise missiles hit. And those 3 will be target selects. So, for his casualty order for the non-target selects, he said SAM and light infantry. So he will lose a SAM, and he will lose a light infantry. For my target selects, I will definitely target the 2 MBTs. And I will target one of the mechs. All right. That almost made up for your hits in Yemen tabletop. Okay. Over here against his fleet's going to have a lot of AMD dice here. So I'm counting one cruiser, and they can pair up to 2 frigates. So that will be 3 AMD dice. And he shoots one of my missiles down. The remaining missile goes through and misses. All right. So that is done. This is done. And this is done. And we'll move into non-combat. So I'll put the spy sat back on my dashboard. Let's see. All these planes will go back to the carriers in I-6. From Yemen, this guy can make it back to the carrier too. Okay. 2 fighters go back to the supercarrier in I-6. Attack bombers go back to the supercarrier in I-6. Okay. The frigate from I-11 will non-combat move back to I-6. Okay. The rest of the subs will stay in I-6. These Daphnes do not stand up well on the board. They're a little top heavy. All right. So we've got the SSN here in I-11. I'll take that away. All right. What other non-combat moves do I have? All the way over here, we have a strategic bomber all the way here in Great Lakes. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and go on this card here in Suez, which is over here. Okay. Our fighter from Gulf States is going to air redeploy to Suez. Our A-10 from Southern United States is going to air redeploy to Suez. And then, let's see. Oh. So the next gen MBT is going to sea lift into, let's see, 1, 2 into Oman. And can I sea lift another unit through a Mars shipyard? Let me check that really quick. Nope. So the SAM will have to stay there. Okay. And then all the way back over here. I get more battle stars. I eliminated 3+ units in a surgical strike. And that gives me 2 more. All right. So I'm up to 6 battle stars. Excellent. All right. The SAM from Southern United States will shift to Gulf States. And then using strategic land movement, the next gen MBTs are going to move. These 2 in Southern United States are going to go 1 Gulf states, 2 Mexico, eastern Mexico, and then 3 into Guatemala. And then the other one is going to move 2 to Guatemala. That'll give me 3 next-gen MBTs in Guatemala. Now I have a SAM in Gulf states, I have an airborne in southern United States, and an air superiority fighter in southern United States. Okay? And with that, I think I'm ready for place units. Okay, so my expeditionary paramilitary, one will go in Gulf states and one will go in southern United States. My SSNs will both be built in A29 using the minor shipyard there in southern United States. My supercarrier will move from stage 3 to stage 2 on the ship and facility production chart. I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 cruise missiles on my dashboard and the 1 anti-ship missile. And then I think everything else is being built or deployed over here in this part of the world. Okay. The 2 destroyers will be built at the minor shipyard in South Pakistan, and they will be placed on my fleet card. The attack helicopter will be built on the, using the Marine Expeditionary Forces Special Ability of the U.S. will be built on the amphibious assault ship in I-5. My 2 Expeditionary Forces light infantry will be put in Maka, and they will be upgraded to AirCav. And then my 2 Expeditionary Forces Airborne will be placed here in Suez. Okay, so let's collect income. So I told you I have 6 battle stars. My base income is at 45. Okay, and I do think I have a couple bonuses. Where's my reference sheet? It's missing. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I get a bonus for Yemen. So I'm going to say 46 plus 1 for Yemen. And I don't think I get a bonus for South Pakistan, sadly. So if we need to audit that and I've missed something, we can do that. But 46 IPP. Actually, I'm showing 7 battle stars. We'll audit that too off camera. All right, and with that, we will go to turn 6. Take care, everyone.